It's time to go ahead and get onto the driver's side of the previews here for the weekend. We'll go bottom to top here, give Chris first honors for the top 5 in the X30 Pro class that you can pick. There's, of course, what might as well be the free space on the bingo board by picking Ryan Norberg. But if you take him out or you put him on your roster, either way, there's nobody with more points this year and more wins than him. So, Chris, let's send it over to you. You get 1 rookie pick. You get 4 other ones. Who you got?
Yeah, I mean, how do you not pick Ryan? He's on a roll. He's going to stay on a roll this year, I think. I think there's some guys that can beat him. I think Weinberg is a good candidate to beat him this year a couple times. I think that CRG will probably look pretty good on the tricky track surface, and speed usually is pretty good at Road America with his drivers. I think my boy Pauly is going to be quick. I always have to say Dante, and we're working on some things for this weekend that I think will be a little bit different. So I think you'll see Dante further up the front than you've seen him this year. The problem is, I got lots of rookie offset drivers that every time I don't pick them, I get hit. But they're always in my heart. So, honestly, man, it's hard. I think Jeremy looks really good in the new RPM colors. He looked, at least in the KA and even in X30 at Utah, he looks super strong. Paul was looking good too. I'm gonna go with Jeremy. I think Jeremy's going to have a good showing this weekend.
Erin, let's send it over to you here. Picks for the weekend. Do you have your top 5? You got your notes?
Yeah, I got my notes pulled up right here. So I got my rookie pick is Cameron Weinberg. I think he's been phenomenal this year, obviously. Was running really well in Utah on Sunday. And when I was running on DR, which is a CRG brand, I ended up finishing, at the time, my career best finish in a series out there. So Weinberg's going to be my first pick out there. And then Colin Warren, KR driver, he was super fast, super impressive at GoPro. I mean, I think it's crazy not to pick him for this upcoming season, or for this upcoming race. Sorry. Pauly's been faster in the past. So the last couple of years, he's been pretty quick. So I have him on there. Jeremy Fletcher should be really quick as well. And Dante Yu is my last pick. I think they both are going to have really good weekends. Like I said, like Chris was saying, Jeremy was really strong in the RPM carts at Utah, the past race. And Dante is usually pretty quick. He's always a pretty safe option. I'm interested to see how Ryan Kremers does, because I don't think he's been to Road America, and if anybody hasn't been there, it's kind of a tricky surface right now after the repave. So I'm interested to kind of see how he ends up handling the surface overall and adapting to that stuff, because it's certainly not the European style grip and feel that he's going to be used to.
Yeah, I mean, it's dead opposite. And the PSL guys got rolling at Utah, but I don't know where everyone else would credit. It seemed like they got going in the final, and I would credit a lot of that to those older veteran guys in Kremers and Hiltbrand saving tires at a track that had a lot of tire drag compared to a lot of rookies and young kids around them. Caleb, what you got for your 5 this week?
Okay, so I got Ryan, I got Massimino are going to be my 2 safe options. And I think it's going to be kind of rookie filled in the top 5. I'm going to take my 1 rookie pick is Jeremy Fletcher. I've always been impressed with him this year, starting in the Winter Tour, and he was very impressive out in Utah. So I'll take Fletcher as my rookie. I think Bocuse is also going to be quick. He was quick out in Utah, so I think he's going to learn from his mentor of Norberg and take from that. And then how many is that? Is that 3 or 4 for me?
That's 4. You got 4 right now. Wish you got 1 more.
I'll take Weinberg, because I think the CRG chassis is starting to come into develop for him. Just like what Erin was saying, I ran on GP, which is also another derivative of the CRG brand. So I think if it's a little bit colder or maybe the track surface is a little bit tricky, I think it's going to come into effect for him.
All right, Dalton, you raced against pretty much all these guys at some point this year, some of them a lot of times this year. Who you got as your 5 for the weekend?
Norberg's definitely winning one of the days. I'm going to go Weinberg 2nd, Fletcher 3rd, Ataconis 4th, and Jack Jeffers 5th.
I like that. I think everyone, forgets. I mean, Jeffers was really, really good at GoPro when he debuted, and he's had flashes of speed, but he hasn't raced as much as some of the other guys. So he could be a sleeper pick for this weekend. And Ataconis too. I mean, he was close at GoPro, and he wasn't at Utah, so it wasn't that he wasn't there and not, didn't show up on track. He just wasn't at the event. But the last event he was at, top 5 contender. I think he got to 5th or 6th on Sunday. He almost got to the podium for a little bit in the main, one of the 2 mains, if I remember right. So he could be really, really good. Emery, let's go to you, man. Who you got for your 5?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to shock absolutely everyone and have Ryan Norberg. Probably about as much the guarantees you're going to get. I think, like everyone else has said, Pauly's done well in the past up at Road America, so I think he's another good bet. I mean, he's been on the podium multiple times the last 2 years. Pauly's a pretty safe bet up there, I would say. And then kind of the last 3 are ones that I kind of had to debate a little bit. I think one of the guys I look at is Hayden Jones. I think if you look at how he's done at Road America the last 2 years, last year in X30 didn't have a ton of success, but in KE he was up there. And in 2020, he actually ran at the time what was really good for him in X30. So it's a track that he's got more experience on, also running the route, I believe, a couple of years up there. So he's got some experience there compared to the rest of the field. So I think he's one. Obviously, under RPG, they've been absolutely brilliant the last year or so, in addition to what they've always been doing. So that's one. The last two guys for me, kind of up in the air. I had Diego Contecha, who, if you remember back to 2020, had a really good run there. Some people said it's maybe a fluke. I think there's something to take from the fact that he was up front all week and ended up winning the final on Saturday. So he's my fourth pick, kind of a little bit of an off-the-wall one. And then for the rookie pick, I mean, I've got to go with Justin Anaconis. I mean, Cameron Weinberg's been up front all year, so no fault whatsoever if someone goes with Weinberg. But I think that Anaconis has just been really strong. We saw he was able to do it GoPro. He did well in junior up at Road America last year. And I just think that this is potentially a breakout weekend for him.